just because everybody believes that the easiest thing to talk about it is cardio. But Khamzat has a high cardio. His intensity of training is at an all-time high. The guy's going into this camp super prepared, super healthy, and I think we're gonna see a different side of him.
What do you think of sort of the narratives of people maybe overlooking Dricus a little bit in this fight just because of what Chimaev's done?
Yeah, to that I would say be careful what you think, in the sense of, I mean, Dricus has not lost in the UFC once, right? He's not lost once. Every single time he's been the underdog. You know how much money people have made on Dricus Du Plessis. So, I mean, if people want to be stupid and put their money on a Chechnyan whore, then do it. Like, I'm gonna laugh at you afterwards.
This is disrespectful. This is yeah. This is not a kind of thing that a man should do.
Right.
If you want to talk to Paulo, and this is not about me, it's not my business. This is only business, you know. Take care of your problems. You and Paulo. She said something like that.
Okay.
This man, I hate this motherfucker. I hate this guy. I want fight him. I want to fight him. I want to take everything that he has.
With UFC 319 looming on the horizon, everyone's got their eyes on Khamzat Chimaev, from switching camps to finding himself entangled in not one, but two smoldering feuds. Their new camp is no ordinary gym. It's Rampage Jackson's squad, loaded with top-level coaches who specialize in creating killers from scratch. These coaches surfaced recently and provided insights into Khamzat's evolution leading up to UFC 319. They explained how the training sessions are centered on control, timing, and mending gaps that nearly defeated him before.
Now, this Khamzat camp is for a world title. Khamzat's first morning class, which is this grappling class at Santo Performance Studio, it's in the Jiu-Jitsu studio that's open 7 days a week, led by Coach Bernardo and Coach Leo Vieira. We're seeing a lot of drilling, a lot of high pace, high intensity, high volume drills that are allowing obviously everybody's cardio to build up, but at the same time, it's a lot of specific drills based off what they think DDP might do, how he might behave during the fight.
Ryan Sheckler of the Jackson podcast put even more fuel in the fire. He explained to fans they're gonna see an entirely different Khamzat Chimaev come fight night. He explained Khamzat isn't only punching harder, saying he's thinking better, reacting quicker, and demonstrating discipline he didn't once have. From the way he listens to coaches to how he trains each session like it's a title fight.
Just because everybody believes that the easiest thing to talk about it is cardio. But Khamzat has a high cardio. His intensity of training is at an all-time high. The guy's going into this camp super prepared, super healthy, and I think we're gonna see a different side of him.
Bernardo Tavallaro, the jiu-jitsu coach of Khamzat, provided more fuel by heaping praise on his fighter's enhanced cardio. According to him, Khamzat is going all out during extended grappling sessions without losing steam, which was always cited by critics as his weakness. Cardio was previously the only area that fans believed would be Khamzat's downfall in deep waters, but now even his coaches believe it has turned into a strength. He's getting sharp, applying pressure, and never letting up.
Khamzat cardio's to the roof, you know. It's like, even though we have new guys and he keeps rotating new guys, he makes them guys every time, like people can't hang with him. And like today we had this amazing training, and man, he was like 5 different minutes, different rounds. I think he went like 6 or 8 5-minute rounds on grappling and wall work, and he was like just gassing all the guys out, you know. Even like new guys will come and like he was still gas the guys out. So super excited that it's like, man, everybody talks about his cardio this, his cardio that, and the guy's literally an animal.
To assist him in mirroring Dricus Du Plessis' explosive output is none other than Pat Downey, the beast of a wrestler with notorious insane speed and raw energy. Coaches called on Downey to replicate DDP's pace and manner, burst attacks, heavy movement, and cringeworthy timing. The sessions were rapid, vicious, and constant. Downey threw everything that he had at Khamzat to try and gauge if he could remain calm under fire.
Yeah, so seeing Pat Downey in Khamzat's camp is exciting for me for a few reasons. Obviously, the strength, the power, the size of Pat Downey. DDP's a big dude, but if you see kind of the explosive power that Pat Downey has, watching Khamzat being able to dictate his kind of move on Pat, I think is very, very important. The way Pat can kind of shoot, his technical ability to scramble, his technical ability to have, you know, heavy explosive power. At the same time, he's super strong. That's the type of sparring partner Khamzat needs going into a fight with DDP. DDP is a massive dude who has a lot of strength as well. So a guy like Pat Downey, I would say, is a perfect sparring partner, and it It's a good mix-up.
Counted among him in the trenches is Arman Tsarukyan, who's training day and night in the same camp. Arman is not merely another combatant in the gym. He's Khamzat's everyday test, taking pace, wrestling tough, and trading blows head-to-head during strength and sparring sessions. Their dynamic is already making wave, with many thinking this is a combination that could potentially become one of the most lethal training couples in MMA. Both are honing every technique together.
Trying to get you to the safest position to get your work off, right?
Video also surfaced of Khamzat sparring Rampage Jackson's son, with an emphasis on tightening his foundation. The training was vicious, but methodical. Clean footwork, crisper punches, better balance. Coaches intervened during live rounds to correct angles, tighten technique, and keep Khamzat from flying around wildly. This was not crazy street fighting. It was technical refinement. He's working on repairing bad habits and tidying up the sloppy areas of his game.
With him, and you could see that Raja was very thankful. Arman was very happy to help. Rampage was excited that the team was kind of gelling together and his son was getting to train with one of the top MMA fighters in the world. And he really took the time to kind of go over some basic technique, drills, understand the movement that Raja was doing and trying to finesse it and make it better. And you don't get that. You don't get a guy at Arman's level really taking the time to slow down and understand what a fighter needs and just understanding the basic techniques of how to win with a jab and how to throw the two and how to kind of parry and come off of that and how to move and sidestep.
But the fans began to speculate that Arman's presence had to do with his potential fight against Ilia Topuria. Arman recently put up an offer of $500,000 against Ilia Topuria, stating that if he loses, Ilia may keep the money. That wager wasn't merely about cash. It was a screaming announcement.
He's a good striker. Not good striker, he's a good boxer. I'm a better MMA fighter than him because I'm more skilled than him. He has good boxing and that's all. Fights where he wrestled, he got tired so fast. If he believes himself, we can shake hand fight. If I lose, I'll give him $500,000.
Ilia, however, does not care. He mentioned that Arman's unreliability is no sort of thing he wants to take a risk on. Some believe it's because Ilia feels Arman doesn't deserve the shot. Others believe that he's attempting to kill the hype before it gets out of control. Either way, the silence has only created more noise. Fans are drawing sides, and Arman isn't stepping back. Regardless of Ilia's focus, Arman is training as if the fight were already underway.
Listen, when you put so much effort in the game and you have a guy in front who you don't know that maybe he could pull out from the fight, that's not something good for us. It's not on my back, bro. I don't care. They're gonna give him a fight before the title shot because there is no way. I'm the world champion. I'm never gonna give him a chance to fight for the title. I will be like, listen, if that's the case, take my belt. I don't do it.
Although Ilia won't respond, Arman is training like a lunatic anyway. He's up in the mountains with Khamzat, sprinting, pulling sleds, and performing grueling cardio sessions that destroy most fighters. It's not about remaining fit, it's about making a statement. He's going toe-to-toe, round by round with Khamzat. Regardless of whether Ilia signs or not, the mentality of Arman is definite. He's already fight ready.
With him, and you could see that Raja was very thankful. Arman was very happy to help. Rampage was excited that the team was kind of gelling together and his son was getting to train with one of the top MMA fighters in the world. And he really took the time to kind of go over some basic technique, drills, understand the movement that Raja was doing and trying to finesse it and make it better. And you don't get that. You don't get a guy at Arman's level really taking the time to slow down and understand what a fighter needs and just understanding the basic techniques of how to win with a jab and how to throw the two and how to kind of parry and come off of that and how to move and sidestep. And
Khamzat is also putting in effort on balance and stability, two skills that don't receive much attention but can determine battles. With boards, resistance bands, and reactive drills, Khamzat is being taught how to maintain posture under pressure, slip strikes more effectively, and control top positions in scrambles. This is the type of training you only witness from upper-level fighters who realize they're diving into deep seas. Nonetheless, despite how lethal Khamzat appears, DDP's camp issued a strong caution. They reminded everyone that Dricus has never lost a fight in the UFC, and that he improves with each bout he gets himself into inside the cage. They discussed his resilience, how he was walking through destruction, and his crazy but effective striking. DDP isn't a hype train, period, and though Khamzat might have the louder name, it is Dricus who is quietly destroying top contenders.
What do you think of sort of the narratives of people maybe overlooking Dricus a little bit in this fight just because of what Chimaev's done?
Yeah, to that I would say be careful what you think, in the sense of, I mean, Dricus has not lost in the UFC once, right? He's not lost once. Every single time he's been the underdog. You know how much money people have made on Dricus Du Plessis. So, I mean, if people want to be stupid and put their money on a Chechen whore, then do it. I'm gonna laugh at you afterwards.
MMA Guru also supported Dricus, indicating that Khamzat has yet to show that he can handle long, dirty war. He indicated that Khamzat has a tendency to blow up early and fade late, whereas DDP only improves with the passing of time. Guru feels that if the fight makes it beyond round 3, DDP will dominate.
Who you got, Chimaev versus DDP? I've got DDP over Chimaev. I've got Dricus Du Plessis winning. I think Dricus survives round 1 and finishes Chimaev in the later rounds. Dricus has a really good fundamental base in jiu-jitsu and submission grappling, and it's something that not a lot of people know about. Dricus is bigger, stronger, I think more gritty and heart. He has more heart than Whittaker by far. He's tougher, he's more durable. He doesn't have the teeth problems that Whittaker had. So I think he's going to break Chimaev in the later rounds.
Khabib Nurmagomedov thinks differently. He thinks that Khamzat will win and even posted a complete breakdown of how. Khabib told Khamzat to stay with wrestling, dominate early, and not turn it into a crazy brawl. He told Khamzat not to go looking for a swift knockout and fight intelligently instead. Khabib's game plan was crystal clear. Dominate position, remain patient, and strip away Dricus's rhythm.
Я думаю, что мое личное мнение, я бы Хамзату посоветовал бы, чтобы он в стойке дрался с ним.
Но мне кажется, вот как будто вот его стиль такой, что с первых минут атаку, как будто его надо придерживаться, нет, этого стиля?
Прикинь, вот если я делал бы, я бы посоветовал бы по-другому.
Да.
Вот чисто по боксу пустых, Хамзат лучше. Вот чисто по боксу. Это мое мнение. Просто здесь есть такой момент, ты можешь сфорсировать события, там раунд, 2, но если ты его не финишируешь, ты очень много энергии потратишь, а потом надо в чемпионских боях.
But even with UFC 319 getting hotter, another drama just erupted. Paulo Costa publicly came out and claimed that Khamzat texted his wife and spoke disrespectfully about their marriage. Paulo was angry and didn't hold anything back. He wants a fight not for rankings, but for revenge. And this isn't trash talk, it's personal. If what Paulo is claiming is true, then this just became one of the hottest rivalries in the UFC. Chael Sonnen wasted no time offering his opinion. He said Paulo should definitely fight Khamzat now that he's in fighting shape. Chael said this is the type of personal animus the UFC embraces. Two men who have bad blood with each other, and both in their prime. He told Paulo to get the fight made and cash in on the theatrics. As per Chael, if Khamzat actually did cross a line, then resolving it inside the cage is the only solution that makes sense.
He went out and traded with him the entire time, and he was putting some slips in there. He was being real light. He was slipping and he was adjusting and he was bouncing, but that's what he was doing to find his way in, to get these shots going. His conditioning was through the roof. I could not believe the pace. I could not believe how hard Oshin was doing with 2 minutes left in the fight. He looked like the same Paulo Costa that was there for the first 2 minutes of the fight. Where do you go from here? Because he did talk about the Chimaev situation.
My wife is over here. He DM'd her.
And there's a couple of times in life when you have to fight. A guy that is licensed in unarmed combat and signed to the UFC in your same weight class is DMing with your wife. You have to fight.
And from the look on Paulo Costa's face, that's exactly what he wants. This isn't about titles or rankings anymore. It's about getting even. He wants to embarrass Khamzat in front of the world, not just beat him. Everything from his tone to his posture screams revenge. And if the UFC books this fight next, it could turn into one of the most chaotic and personal battles we've seen in years.
This is disrespectful. This is yeah, this is not a kind of thing that a man should do.
Right.
If you want to talk to Paulo, and this is not about me, it's not my business. This is only business, you know. take care of your problems. You and Paulo, she said something like that.
Okay.
This man, I hate this motherfucker. I hate this guy. I want fight him. I want to take everything that he has.
So if you're ready for war, subscribe now, because Khamzat's world is spinning out of control. Whether it's Dricus Du Plessis or Paulo Costa, enemies are closing in fast, and we'll be here breaking it all down. Every punch, every insult, every second of chaos. Stay locked in.